Hello dear students, let's see very important set operations in the relational algebra. Now as you all know, any relation like this relation R that I have shown here, that is table, relation and table is same. Any relation in relational algebra is treated as a set. Now this relation R is having two columns A and B, and I have shown this table R having four rows. As you see, values of A and B have been shown as A1, B1, A2, B2, and so on. And having another relation, another table M here, which has two columns C and D, and I have shown as an example values of C and D, A1, B1, A3, B3, A5, B5, and A6, B6. Now, given these two relations, we can perform set operations on these relations. In fact, we can perform set operations on these relations because these relations, these tables are sets. So you can actually watch this relation R, which is having two columns A and B, as a set like this. You watch this. A1 comma B1 is the first element. A2 comma B2 is the second element. A3 comma B3 is the third element. And A4 comma B4 is the fourth element. Watch this. These are the four rows, but they can be shown as sets. So if each relation, each table is a set in relational algebra, then obviously we can perform set operations. And the three set operations that we can primarily perform are union, intersect, and set difference. As you all know, union is represented as U and intersect as shown here, inverted U, and the difference. Now our aim is, given these two tables R and M, we want to find out what is the value of R union M. This is union operation. And we want to find out what is R intersection M and also R difference M. We want to find this. Now just check, before you find this and understand what is this union, intersect and difference, you have to understand something called that the tables must be union compatible. Union compatible. This word is very important. Now what we are saying is that if we want to find out union of R and M or intersection of R and M or difference, then these two tables R and M on which we are performing the operation must be union compatible. When are the two tables union compatible? Let's see. Two tables R and M are union compatible. I'll write in short as you see, if first thing, if both tables have same number of columns. Same number of columns. Now, as you can see, R and M, both these tables are having two columns each. Okay, so we have passed the first test at least, that they can be union compatible. The second rule is that both these tables R and M, should have columns in such a way that the domains of those columns must be same. That is, in short, a programmer may write this as data type of corresponding columns must be same. We can say this is domain to which the columns belong. For example, suppose the column A here, column A is integer column. So all these values, just imagine A, A1, A2, A3, I have written them as representatives, but imagine they are integers. Then column C must be an integer column, the first column of M. Also, if column B, let's say column B, let us say is alphanumeric, it is alphabet and numbers, then column D must be alphanumeric. That means the corresponding columns, first column of R, first column of M, second column of R, second column of M, must match in their domains. It can't be that this A and B are storing integers, column A and column B storing integers, and column C and column D are storing names. So both these tables have their columns from different domains. The columns must be from the same domains. If both these rules are satisfied by table R and M, then R and M are union compatible. And if both these rules are satisfied, then only you can find out union, intersection, and difference. I repeat, for finding union, intersection, or difference, the tables must be union compatible. We don't say intersection compatible or difference compatible. We have given the name as union compatible. So if the tables are union compatible, it means you can find intersection and difference also. Okay. Now let's find out, because these two tables we are assuming are union compatible. First of all, they are having same number of columns, two columns in R and two columns in M. And we are assuming the domains of AB are same as domains of CD. Now let us find out what is union. What will be union of these two? See, union operation is written as first table R, union second table M. And on doing this operation, we are going to get a new relation, new table, which will have column names same as column names of R. Because the left hand side, the first table we wrote was R here. So instead of naming the columns as CD, it will name it as AB. So there will be only two columns. And as you know, union operation on sets means all rows which belong to R and all rows which belong to M will be added in this new relation. So you can see that what are the rows in R? Let's take all the rows in R to start with. In R, we have 4 rows. So all 4 rows, let's write them first. A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3, and A4, B4, A4, B4. Now, we are doing R union M, isn't it? Now, if we are doing R union M, then from this M table, we will take the rows from the other table also. Now you watch that M table is having a row A1, B1, but A1, B1 is already added in our result. And as you know, we are doing set operations and set operations cannot have duplicates. So A1, B1 will be added only once in our result. You can see A3, B3, the next row in this M was already added. So it won't be added again. But you can see that A5, B5, it belongs to M, but it was not added because it doesn't belong to R. So it will be added now. So there will be A5, B5. Similarly, you can see that the last row A6, B6 also will be added. So as you know, union operation of R union M means the result will be containing rows which belong to R or belong to M or belong to M. Isn't it so? So A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3, A4, B4 all belongs to R, and A5, B5 and A6, B6 belongs to M, but A1, B1, A1, B1 and A3, B3 were not added again because they were already added due to R. So union operation has given us 6 rows and 2 duplicates were removed. So that is union operation. As you all know, in simple sense, if we have two sets, Let's say the sets are 1, 2, 3, and we are finding union of this set with, let's say, 2, 3, 4. In that case, the union will contain 1, 2, 3, obviously, but this 2, 3 won't be added again, and 4 will be added. So you know the union operation. That's what exactly we have done. We have first taken all 4 rows from R, and then we have deleted the duplicates A1, B1 and A3, B3 from M, but A5, B5 and A6, B6 were added. Okay, that's union operation. Now what about intersect operation? Just imagine the intersect operation, and remember intersect operation can be done. Why? Because both these tables are, yes, union compatible, correct? So you can do intersect operation. So let's see R intersect M, what this will mean. Watch R and M, both these tables, and you have to filter out, as the name suggests, intersect. You have to filter out those rows which belong to R and also belong to M. So there is and word over here. Rows, just check. This is rows which belong to R and M both. Whereas union was rows which belong to R or M. Isn't it so? So which rows you can see here? Here is A1, B1. You can see in the result, we will have again A and B, not C and D, because the first table on the left I wrote is R. So the columns will be named according to R. But the common rows over here are A1, B1. As you see, A1, B1 belongs to both the tables. And you can see A3, B3 also belongs to both the tables. So this will be the result of R intersection M, isn't it? And what about set difference? R minus M. Remember, to find the set difference also, the two tables have to be union compatible, and they are. So what is R minus M? Now R minus M here means it will give us the rows which belong to R but do not belong to M. So everything that is in R but not in M. So it is exactly opposite of intersect operation, we can say, but not exactly, because intersect operation will see both the tables and we will see that what is common in both the tables. Here, from the viewpoint of R, you have to see whichever rows are present in R but not present in M. So what will be there in the result? We will again have two columns A and B, not C and D, because we have written R on the left hand side of minus. So R will be the table whose columns will be entertained. And now you read out the rows of R. Read out the rows. First row is A1, B1. Now A1, B1 belongs to R. Watch this. A1, B1 belongs to R, but A1, B1 should not belong to M. But hello, A1, B1 belongs to M also. That means A1, B1 will not be added in the result. Are you understanding? See the second row of this R table is A2, B2. Now A2, B2 belongs to M, but you watch, A2, B2 does not belong to M. It is absent in M. So surely A2, B2 will be there in our result. A2, B2 is there. Similarly, A3, B3 you observe. So A2, B2 is taken. A3, B3 is there in M, and it is there in R and M both. So it won't be taken. But watch that A4, B4 is there in M. There is in R, but not in M. So A4, B4 will be chosen. That's it. Only two rows will be there. Only two rows will be there in this table. Come again. What will be the value of, or what will be the result of M difference R? Now here you see we have found R difference M. What is M difference R? You have to read it as all rows which belong to M, but the rows which do not belong to R. So now in our result, we'll have C and D because we are having M on the left hand side here. So what will be the result here? All rows which belong to M but do not belong to R. You can see A1, B1 will not be taken because it belongs to both tables. A3, B3 will not be taken. It belongs to both the tables, but A5, B5 belongs to M but does not belong to R, and A6, B6 will be taken. So you can see that R minus M is not equal to M minus R, or may not be, we can say, may not be equal to M minus R. It's not necessary that A minus B should be equal to B minus A, but it is out of intuition that A union B is surely equal to B union A. Yeah, definitely, isn't it? Because you are taking all rows which belong to A or all rows which belong to B, correct or not? Even A intersection B is always equal to B intersection A. So union and intersection are commutative operations. Commutative. But difference is not commutative. R minus M is not equal to M minus R. So these are the three set operations. Now the application of these set operations will be seen when we learn complex examples. But this video was just to tell you what is union compatibility of the two tables and how to use these operations on the two tables. Later on, you will see that we will apply these operators in our complex examples. But I hope you have understood the basic set operations. Thank you very much.